Minister, you know that from the get-go I had been arguing for very strict social, economic, labour and environmental conditions to be attached to the disbursement of billions of euros of taxpayers' money to businesses who were relying on these schemes to keep people in work. And despite the various calls that I made, the amendments that I proposed, the various questions I raised in this House, no such conditions were attached. And I've said consistently we were outliers in a European context in attaching no social, economic or labour conditions whatsoever, outside of some minor thresholds applied by the Revenue Commissioners for qualification for the scheme. Now, Minister, you will have read this morning's front page of the Irish Times and the comments made by your government colleague, Deputy Jim O'Callaghan, who expressed his concerns in relation to the fact that a company that paid 1.8 million euros in dividends also received 1.8 million euros, by coincidence, in wage subsidies through the Irish taxpayer. Now, the interests of the taxpayer have not been looked after in that respect. No conditions were attached. When I was calling for conditions to be attached to the EWSS and previously to TWSS around no layoffs, around the payment of no bonuses, around dividends and around companies, for example, that would be registered in tax havens but operating here, a deaf ear. It was given a deaf ear. The proposals were not entertained in this House. And I'm wondering, Minister, when you read that article this morning, how that sat with you. And did you regret, and do you regret, not attaching conditions of that nature that would have prevented the kind of behaviour that was reported in today's Irish Times from happening in the first place? Do you regret that, and it is something that you intend to resolve?
Just in relation to Deputy Nash and the issues that he has raised with me, I am going to consider some of the issues that you have raised with me in the past that have come to light again today. But I would emphasise to the Dáil Lascan Corla that the vast majority of companies have needed the employment wage subsidy scheme, as the Deputy has acknowledged. And some companies who have found it out that they have not needed it as much as they thought they would have returned it to the Revenue Commissioner. I want to recognise that here this evening, thank them for that, and ask other companies to consider the practice that their peers have engaged in. Thank you.
I'm afraid the time permitted for this debate having expired.